Hello, everyone. We're back. Two girls, one ticket. Brogan and Lauren here.
Everybody doing today or this week or post Easter?
Hope everybody had a happy Easter if you celebrate or enjoyed the long weekend. How was
Passover,
your
what was
Easter?
it?
Yes.
Easter was good. It was a bit different this year. We were going to spend it with Adam's family, but unfortunately, his half sister was not feeling too great back in college in Colorado, so they had to fly out. So we're going to celebrate it this weekend, actually, which it was a little chilly
Oh,
last weekend, so I'm kind of happy it maybe got postponed. It'll feel a little bit more like spring. But how was yours? I know you're in Florida still,
yes, still
extended
in
holiday.
Florida, another extended spring break. But yes, it's been nice. It's actually been pouring here the last couple days, which I love. Nice for a change, but it's also hard because there's not much to do if you're not outside. But it was really nice. Good little setup. B loves the Easter Bunny, big fan
Did she
of the
dominate?
of Easter.
Yeah,
It
cunts
was
or
the
what?
funniest thing.
Sure.
She was so excited for it. She had her basket ready to go, and that she wouldn't put them in her basket. Like, all the kids ran out, and she was, like, the first to every little bush and egg, and she wouldn't put them in her basket. It was
Was
the
she just
funniest
being
thing.
selfless? Wanted all the other kids to
Yeah,
kinda
she was just was,
participate
like,
or what?
running around, and then, she had, like, 3 eggs in her basket, and then at the end, they had, like, Play-Doh and sunglasses and balloons and all these things to, like, put in the basket. So we went into the clubhouse for brunch, and, one of the servers was like, "Brooklyn, you have more balloons in your basket than eggs." He's like, "Let me help you out," and he went and got her, like, a pile of eggs. It was cute, and she was all happy to see what's inside. Her favorite part's obviously just like gifts, opening them. She just likes to open the eggs, and
Well, she needs to
anyways, it
learn
was
that the
cute, but
money is in the eggs and not in
mm,
the balloons, and she should focus
exactly.
more on the eggs.
Next year she's gonna get it, but, it's fun, and, no, the weather's been nice down here, so
What are you
all
saying?
is well. Headed back tomorrow.
Sad.
So, I know.
It's really crappy over here in
Back
Austin,
to work.
Texas,
I
so
know, and it looks like more rain coming.
it looks
Um,
like this whole weekend, yeah, I was like, "Oh, it was chilly last weekend," and I was, like, fantasizing, sitting outside on a patio all weekend watching the Masters, but we'll see how that happens.
no, it's been a big, week. Final 4, we got Masters now. I had our part 3 yesterday, so lots
To
to
talk about.
lots to talk about. Highlight for you for Final 4, the Chainsmokers playing between
A
the
lot of
2
mixed
games.
reviews.
I mean, major mixed reviews. David Portnoy, I think, was more mad than anybody. I mean, literally the most random thing ever. I had it on and I was doing other stuff. Obviously, it was between games. And then I'm like kind of singing along in my head. And I'm like, oh my, that's the Chainsmokers. And then you started texting me about it. And I'm like, what in the world was that?
It was such a surprise. I didn't even know it wasn't I didn't see it advertised. Usually they're like,
Right.
Chainsmokers headlining Final Four or something like that. I didn't see any of that information. So to my surprise, we were in between games. We had a couple people over. We were making some pizza. And then all of a sudden, yeah, I'm hearing like, hey, it was nice to meet you. Like, and I was
Exactly,
like,
same.
Is that Chainsmokers? Or did we change the channel? What's going on?" And then all of a sudden they had a full-blown stage and a full-blown performance, and I was bumping the Sonos. I turned that up and I was dancing. I was, a few glasses of wine deep, but that was so random. I loved it. Dave's a little,
I mean,
I mean,
better than the Jonas Brothers at that baseball game that everyone was mad about that delayed the game, but I think that was Portnoy's point. He didn't like that it kinda delayed it for the
well,
Chainsmokers, but
thank God there was something because both of those Final Four games were just awful. There was like, it was
they were not good.
no, there was
Women's
two
were
moments.
way, way better. I mean, like, absolutely, like, hands down better than the men's Final Four.
Even getting up to the final, like, all the games prior to that, I felt like were better
Right.
games than the finals. So, yeah, I appreciated the Chainsmokers and their little show.
Mixing it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little break between basketball. Okay, let's start with the women's. I have to say, I really did think Texas was gonna make it through.
That's a shocker. Yeah.
I
Big
know.
Texas fan. No.
Yeah, but UCLA was just too good, too strong. I mean, Texas couldn't even get to the basket, couldn't even get in the paint, but, I mean, they had their moments, but it was shot after shot after shot of missed opportunities.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't fully watch the game. I just saw clips afterwards, but it sounds like, Texas completely blew it for themselves. I mean, UCLA is good, but I don't know. I heard Texas didn't perform to the best of their ability.
No, they didn't, and Booker was a complete fail. I mean, I felt bad for her, and Roy Harmon after was like, "I hope people give her grace for her performance." I mean, it was just awful. She scored the first couple points, and then she had the longest streak in missed shot Final Four history, 17 missed shots in a row after that. I mean, what?
I would be so ashamed to have that stat under my name, but
Not a good stat, not a good way to go out. Hope it doesn't hurt her draft stock. I mean, not good.
it does though, because at the end of the day, you have one job.
Well, and that's when it
That
counted.
and that's the only time it counted. I understand, I appreciate, Rory's perspective. I think she said, it's not one player's reason for losing the whole game, but at the end of the day, like, you had one job and you're expected to make those, and that's the time when you should be making them, and I think that's what levels you up to be an actual professional.
Right, when it counts,
So,
exactly,
yeah,
and the
exactly.
pressure and all of it, and yeah,
Yeah.
no excuses, and I know people have bad days and, basketball is one game and it's done, but, I felt bad for Rory. I mean, she's a very good player, and she will be greatly missed, I think, on that team, and especially by Vic Schaefer. You can just tell they have a special, bond, and, he was talking to her as she was coming off the court, and she was so upset and crying, and she was like anyways, but I thought she's very good, but it
Just
was still fun to
it
watch, but
seems
my
sport for
favorite
me.
part was watching the, uh Corey Close, the UCLA coach, I thought she was gonna straight up have a heart attack. I mean, she
What
was,
was
like,
she
huffing and
doing? Again,
puffing
I
and
wasn't
stomping and, like, running up and down the sideline, and I know they all get so into it, but you could, like, see her, like, deeply, heavily breathing, like, so invested, so into it. Like, I literally straight up thought she was gonna have a heart attack. I'm like, "Please get some water, please sit down, reset for a second."
she, stomping
Worried
her
for
heels
her
to like
health. Yeah,
concentration.
exactly, yeah. But, I honestly thought that Lauren Betts? Yeah, looked better than Booker for sure. I mean, she's tough.
Where'd our girl, Sarah go? I know that just the walk on in
I know,
Texas, but she
I
was
felt bad for her. They put her on with, like, 4 seconds, maybe even less than in the game. I'm like, "Just don't do it. Just don't even try to put her in for 4 seconds for this loss." Like, it's not gonna help her, but I
sure
still
she
like her.
still went in with a good spirit,
Yes,
so
she did. Then there was UConn and South Carolina and that debacle with Gino and, the South Carolina coach, Don.
oh my gosh, yeah. Judo can be a real ASS sometimes, but,
I mean, he really was, and I understand being mad about losing, but I was so Dawn, I mean, she's tough, like, I would not wanna tangle with her, and you could just read her lips after the game, "I'm gonna beat Gino's ass," like, you can totally read her lips, she was going off.
yeah, no, I what do you think about it? Because obviously there's, I think Gino is just kinda old schooled and then again, very vocal when he does feel disrespected, and I
Well,
felt like
I get that there are traditions or, how people, quarterbacks, meet at the line before games or whatever. There's different things. Coaches shake hands usually before games, but they shook hands during warm up and shook hands with the entire coaching staff. I guess there was just the period where I guess traditionally they meet at just coaches, just the 2 head coaches at the, half court line before the game, again, more formally for a handshake. But it's not like she was making a stance and totally ignoring him, or she wouldn't have done it during the warm up. So I just feel like he was stuck on something that obviously didn't matter. He was obviously just mad about losing. He's like, I waited there for 3 minutes and, it's a tradition and blah, blah, blah. And so I was just like, okay, maybe it was a little bit much. I can see that, but that was not the takeaway of the game or the teams or the matchup or the tournament. Like it was just weird to me.
well, didn't he come back and he did apologize? It looks
Finally, but he had multiple interviews, multiple times after the game, multiple chances to come up with his own apology, not like a couple of days later, like formal apology. But he did acknowledge he was wrong, did apologize to Don and the staff and the team. He's like, I've lost more games in the Final Four than any other coach in history. He's like, but Friday I lost something more important, which was myself. So he did do a good job of correcting it. But again, I feel like he knows better. He's been in that position. He has lost. He doesn't usually act like that. I think this one probably just hurt more than others.
He's literally the longest tenured coach, like, ever. So I think, again, yeah, he's had the opportunity to say he's lost, the most games ever, but he's been there for 41 literally
Incredible
as a
coach.
coach. He's won 11 national titles. I mean, that's the most in women's college basketball history. He's had, over 1,200 wins, best ever.
Beyond impressive.
Even had a famous 90-game win streak. So, and then has gone multiple seasons undefeated. So I think he's just maybe he sees his reign kind of coming to an end, and other teams are getting better, and he's probably just getting frustrated and letting it get the best of him. And I think he'll take a step back and realize that he should have been a little bit more, team spirit or better sportsmanship.
Right, I agree with that. And I mean, it was their first UConn's first loss of the season after a 54-game win streak. That's pretty good.
Right. Yeah.
But so I think again, I think it just stung. And they had won every single game in the tournament prior to this game by 18 plus points, which is just remarkable. But I have to say, I did underestimate South Carolina. They did play better. And I guess 46% of the brackets had UConn to win the tournament. And I thought the only team that was going to give Texas trouble was UConn, and we talked about that they would meet in the finals. But
There's such a big discrepancy in the women's basketball, just with teams being really good and then teams being really bad. I think there needs to be a little bit more fairness across all
I
teams.
agree with that. There's like
More
there's no
excitement.
medium, and there's really no upsets again until Final Four. Like the 1 seeds are gonna win, 2 seeds are gonna win, 3 seeds are gonna win, 4. Like there's not any underdogs like happened, at the beginning of the men's tournament that come in and win. It's just you're right. There's just a huge gap in
Do you
skill.
see also, because I know Tennessee has always been up there. They've, had, I think, second most title wins.
Mhm.
I saw in their history or their roster for the next season that
They
they
like don't
really
have
only
one.
have one player. And I was like, "Uh-oh." I mean,
They're
they
all
haven't
trying.
they haven't been very good recently, but it's, still that was shocking to see. I was like, "Oh, everybody's in the transfer portal."
I know, it's getting to be such a thing kind of like in football, but, um, anyways, yeah, so then, obviously, UCLA, South Carolina to the finals, but again, Dawn would not want to mess with her at all. She's like I didn't realize her backstory other than she's just, an amazingly successful coach, but to be from the projects of Philly and then to become this successful and the highest paid women's coach ever, I mean, that is some kind of tough. Like, real tough, and anyways, I have a lot of respect for her, but I also didn't know much really about Corey Close of UCLA, and obviously she's a great coach as well, and they seem to have so much respect for each other going into the game, post-game, all of that, which is just, good to see, but at the end of the day, UCLA was just too good for them too.
It's sad for me to say, Fuqua.
I know. I'm like, "You're not gonna wanna talk about this," but, uh,
We're my SC Trojans. I don't know. We need to get better at basketball.
yeah. Um But great game for UCLA, great game, great win, first basketball championship in school history, which is cool. But yeah, those girls, they were good. Good for them. And then there was Michigan.
I
Okay,
couldn't
what is
get
up with
where I live
these
at it.
fans with their yellow suits and yellow top hats? Like, how is that a Michigan thing? I don't understand. Do you know what that is about? I don't know, and overall, I like Michigan. I mean, it's but seem like a classy school minus their,
Did you
scandals as of late, but
Well, did you see what happened after they won? They said
mm-mm.
that Ann Arbor was, like, burning
Burning with the yeah,
down,
okay,
and I
that's
was
the
like,
other
"Why
thing.
are you lighting things on fire when you won?"
I don't understand that, like, how does starting riots and fires and things like that happen after any big championship game in most cities, but, like, you're exactly right, you're in Ann Arbor and you're Michigan fans, like, what are you doing?
I
And you just won. There's no, like how does that
They said
celebrate
the firemen were putting out so many fires, and I'm like, "This sounds like not the way to celebrate a win." So
Exactly, but I'll give it to them that that is a good story too, again, with all of their scandal stories. They fired their coach in 2024. I think finished that season with the most losses in school history ever, and then 2 years later, they turn it around, and win the national championship for the first time in 37 years. That's pretty good. I mean, that's a good hire, and can't can't debate that.
Good call on for their athletic director.
Yeah, totally, helpful. And they had 5 transfer students that started, which made history, like we were just talking about, all the Tennessee people entering the transfer portal. It's just interesting to see how successful that has become in this scenario, just like it was in Indiana with football and how many transfer or, people from the portal that they had.
What do you
To me, that's really interesting.
what do you think the selling point to go to Michigan was? I don't know what the was it that, like, did they get a lot of money? Were they
Probably money. I mean, it's historically overall a pretty good basketball school. Obviously, a good school in general. Ann Arbor's a great little town, supposedly. So I think there's a lot of draw to it. But yeah, I'm sure there's money involved, um, and the coach and whatever, different reasons. But it worked.
good for them? They got the W.
Happiest fan out there was David Portnoy.
God. He's a huge complainer unless it's, a W for him, so.
Yeah, he really is. What a guy.
He thought the Chainsmokers were gonna disrupt Michigan's playing.
Yeah, exactly. He probably thought it was a big distraction.
Yeah, he's like, "Ruined my team's getting focused, come on, guys."
Exactly. But I thought it was interesting that again, it's not these big SEC schools or schools that are winning these championships. I mean, Big Ten swept men's and women's basketball, and then obviously Indiana with football. And I guess it hasn't been done since like 2007. It's pretty good for these Big Ten schools still making their mark.
Yes.
So
Sorry, I'm a little under the
um,
weather, so excuse me and my
I'm glad
coffee.
you made it. I wasn't sure if it was
I know, and I apologize for being a day late too. I
no,
wish
no,
I had a
no.
little favor, so we're getting back there, but no,
Totally get
yeah,
it.
good. I love the Midwest. Come on, they gotta go for something, and I think sports could be, a good one.
Yeah, I love it. So that's a wrap to our basketball. I know we prefer NCAA basketball over NBA, but playoffs should be starting soon for that. And now it is such a fabulous week in sports with the Masters.
My favorite time of year. I could
So
hear the song.
beautiful.
We need to learn how to edit, and, like, this is when we kinda put the song in, you know?
Exactly. A tradition unlike any other.
Yeah. And then, we yeah, play it in the background subtly, so we'll work on our editing skills.
I mean, I just see the pan of the shot or the holes, pans of the clubhouse, the flowers. It really is a cool event, and I feel like it's just like the history and the classiness and the tradition behind it. It kind of reminds me of like the Kentucky Derby. I just feel like there aren't a lot of sporting events that keep its classiness and
I would
history and
die yeah, to go to either the Masters or the Kentucky Derby. I mean, we always go to the opening day in Del Mar,
Mhm.
but I feel like it's amateur hour compared to Churchill, so I don't know. Have you been to
Totally.
Kentucky
No, I
Derby?
haven't been to Churchill Downs, and I would love it. I know I grew up going to Saratoga. I love
Yeah,
horse
yeah, yeah.
racing, but, yeah, I would love to. And I haven't been to Del Mar. That's on the list too. My brother says it's great.
It
They
is.
go down,
So
but,
chill.
yeah, I would love to do Churchill Downs and, uh, Masters. In Kohl's. So before the
Oh,
Masters last week, I didn't even know this was a thing, but I thought it was so cool. There's Augusta National Women's Amateur Tournament. I mean, how cool is that that they play there the week before the Masters?
literally, this is gonna sound really dumb, but I was like, "When did they start allowing women?"
Probably accurate, but I'm also wondering why they don't do that for the men's. Like, why don't they have a men's amateur there? Um, but the girl that
Equality.
won yeah, yeah, exactly. The girl that won it, set a record, 14 under par, played golf at, Arkansas from Columbia, seemed like the nicest girl, 19 years old. I just thought it was really cool, and just, again, thinking about from that perspective, to be that young and play the course right before you see all these guys playing the Masters, I just think that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, imagine that's what you've worked your ass off for is to play at the Masters or to play at Augusta, and, to play right before them, that would be incredible feeling. For
Totally,
sure.
and then,
Jesus.
Arkansas, to me, was just kinda, like, struck me as, like, okay, that is the most random golf school to be that talented, and obviously she's did well in her career there, and then John Daly Jr.'s son actually plays, for Arkansas,
Does he
so it
really?
must be a strong yes, and I've heard he's such a character and
He is
kinda full
hilarious.
of
Have you
himself, but
watched videos on it?
But John Daly, oh my gosh, did you see him fall off the course in Arizona last week?
It wasn't a graceful fall. It was like a woo slide down so quickly. And his caddy, did you see his caddy like jump after?
I've never seen anything like it, and only him, like, literally mimicked, like, Tiger flipping his car, but it was John Daly, like, rolling down the hill of this at first I thought it was AI. I'm like, "This is definitely not real." Like, again, we would have to think of everything, and then I'm like, "Nope, that's straight up him," and thankfully he was fine, which, made it okay for it to
And
be
didn't even look
so
like
funny,
he
but
like lost his. I know he like hit the ball and then slid down, but it was like
yeah, it was almost like a
he
slide
slide.
and then a little roll. Yeah.
Oh my god, no,
Oh,
and then
so
true
funny.
true character, he just popped up and he acknowledged that happened, "Yep, but I'm good, guys." So I think that's why it's, the most that's why I think it's hilarious.
He is just such a character. He was on the New Heights podcast, recently with Jason and Travis Kelce. He was like, "If I knew I was gonna live this long, I would have been worse on my body. It's like taking worse care of myself or something." And I'm like, how much worse could somebody take care of themselves? I'm like, that is something a quote that only he would say.
No, he's
Just
his
ripping his cigarettes and
yeah.
drinking and
His son is just as funny, though. I just watched a video on him, I think it was, like, a month ago or something, and they were like, "So are you gonna, practice or something?" He's like, "Nah, I think I'm good. I'm gonna hit the beach." Like, just in true John Daly form. I love it.
so great, must run in the family. And then there's poor Tiger.
Oh gosh, I hear he's in rehab now.
Touchdown in Switzerland. I called that. I'm like, when I saw he was leaving the country, I'm like, he's for sure going to Switzerland. Only because, yeah, only because I'm sure it is the most state of the art facilities, treatment, doctors. He will have the privacy. Not that people aren't going to know him in Switzerland, but where's he going to go here? Malibu, where everyone else in the world go. Like,
Yes.
yeah. So hopefully he's getting the treatment he needs. I'm guessing he'll be there. I mean, I don't know what the rehab stint is, but you'd think probably 90 days, right?
I've never been to rehab, so I don't really know how much time it
Same,
takes to
but
become sober.
I mean, I'm just trying to think in my head, like, chances are less than 30 days isn't gonna do anything if it's a real problem. 60, maybe 90, but if you're trying to make your case look better for a judge, which I guess he had to get approval anyway for the judge to leave the country, but, um, I just feel bad for him, and we obviously had limited information last week when we were talking about this. Once that body cam video came out, I'm like, "Okay, there's no denying, no sticking up for him that he was not they weren't just being harsh on him." Like, he
He
was
did
completely
he did some of the tests pretty well, though. He was like, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
I saw and I thought the same thing. It's not like he was missing his hands or missing his legs, but then when they got in the back of the police car and he has his, like, hiccups and he's, like, rolling his head back and couldn't keep I'm like, "Okay, poor guy." It's, like, either just hitting him harder right now than it was when he was doing his
He
test
had
or
to eat some to maybe look like there was less in his pocket or
that's
something.
true, he could've that's a good point.
And it
Maybe he would
just
try
kind of
to get
worked
them
out.
all and then he couldn't get the last 2, but I just felt so I mean, that's sad to see for anyone, but Tiger, I mean, that's just mortifying. Like, it would've been better for him, obviously, if those videos hadn't come out. I feel terribly, but
Yeah, well,
I
I hope
hope he's getting his treatment.
his treatment. I think, Trump and us standing by his side, so, hope it works out for them.
Sounds like it. It's sounded like well, the way that they posed it, especially around here, is like he's such a good still a catch in the Palm Beach dating
Oh,
scene, and
it's
she's never gonna leave him, and same with Donald Trump Jr., and just so funny how they you spin everything,
they're the most fabulous
but
people.
most ever yeah, she's like, "So he's not leaving him," but I think she would if she didn't have faith in him or they didn't have a good connection, but we will see. But it's the first time since 1994 that there is no um, Phil Mickelson and no Tiger at the Masters. And I guess Phil pulled out because of a family health issue. But again, those are two legend Masters people that I think people always, look forward to seeing there. So I'm sure it was a little bit of a different tone without them.
I was gonna say, well, now they're replacing them with a bunch of celebrities, which I'm sure Dave
Exactly.
Portnoy has a lot to say about that one too, but
I mean, I feel like the way that sports is trending and the numbers are going up, I do think that some of the draw is from a different audience that aren't just the traditional watching it to watch the, again, tradition, sport, athletes, all of it. But it is a little bit weird to see, and there's been so much online about especially the Masters, the tradition, and again, the classiness of it and all that, to have Jason Kelsey and,
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart, and exactly, like, it's just totally, like, and I think Jason Kelsey's hilarious, but at the par 3, yesterday, he's mic'd up, and they have on the corner of the screen, like, "How many sandwiches has Jason Kelly?" And they're just, like, kind of like, a it's hilarious, but also it's like, "Okay, this is the Masters." Like,
Well,
not
was it
just making a
Kevin
complete
Hart?
joke.
Kevin Hart was Bryson's,
Jay
guy.
Shambo's, yeah, uh-huh. He's like, "I am not the famous person right now. Everyone's gonna have to put that in the back. Like, I am
I am
Bryson's
Bryson's
caddy."
caddy. Yep, I am not a famous comedian, just don't even think about that. I am Bryson's caddy.
So
It
funny.
was actually funny, but I think he got a lot of hate because they were like, "Oh, it should be a family-oriented event. Why is, Kevin Hart here?" And, Bryson doesn't have, like, a full family, so he's, like, a single dude. I get why.
Exactly, yeah, he needs, some fun in his day too, but I think that is one of the best traditions in sports. It is so family-oriented, so cute, so fun to see everyone out there. Um, Scotty had his baby out there, Remy, which I think is such a cute name. I think was only 12 days old yesterday, but rolled up to the course 9 days old.
I saw a bunch of videos and it was just like, how would you feel if your husband, you had just had a baby, you were 9 months pregnant, you're 9 days, postpartum, and your husband goes, "Hey, babe, I really need you to come to this work event for me." And they're like, "The only event I would ever do that for is the Masters." And they
100%,
have
not one
the
not
whole
one to
family out
miss.
there. Yeah, exactly. But it
I
was
think
good to see them.
so cute, and all the kids in their caddy uniforms and wives, girlfriends, whoever. But my favorite was Frankie Fleetwood, also a
My
great name.
God, what an absolute legend. This kid.
So cute. Seemed like he'd been working so hard, and his one goal was to get the ball over the water, and sure enough, hits it in the water, and he was just, like, so down. He's like before it, he's like, "Yeah, I'm feeling good, felt good on the range, we'll see what I can do," and then he hits it in the water, and then his little post-shot interview was just adorable, and his little accent, and
He is the most polite child I have ever heard, and well-spoken too.
so
I
well
He's
spoken.
very nervous, but he absolutely killed those interviews. I saw interviews from the year prior, and he's just a polite little boy. Frankie,
Very proper little boy,
good for him.
yes,
Good raising, Tom. Tommy.
exactly. So cute. And then Rory's champion dinner, obviously won last year.
Doesn't wanna use the Irish food.
Hilarious. Like I want people to enjoy the meal too.
No Irish delicacies, yeah. I mean, in Ireland,
Exactly. Too much
I
like
totally
potatoes and butter and just like kind of bland
it's like corned
foods.
beef
But
or whatever and
and
hash.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But he had a decent menu. I always like to see what people pick. It was like Wagyu filet mignon, like seared salmon, elk sliders, some peach ricotta flatbread. Just funny to see what people pick.
He said the peach frittata flatbread was a choice that he had to throw in there because he had to pick a vegetarian option, but I don't think that was a
Is
choice.
that right?
They were like,
That's
"So where'd you pick that?" He's like, "I had to pick a vegetarian option." So, seemed very
that's
spring and fit.
hilarious. Very light and bright. Peach, I guess, blends in some Georgia peaches, right? Says Justin Bieber.
Oh, that's
Um,
right.
and then, Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey made, like, a mockery of what their menus would be, and Jason's was like, Mama Kelsey's dinner rolls, Ed Kelsey's casserole or something, like, fancy peanut butter and jelly, like, hamburger helper, key lime pie, like, just what you would think would be. I think, like, hot dogs were on there or something random.
Just wonder
Very
what that fancy PB&J is. What are they putting in there?
I have no idea, maybe they take the crust off.
Ooh, that's the whole competition.
Exactly. What would be on your menu?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I don't eat a lot of meat, so I would probably make it more geared towards vegetarian, sorry. I don't know, I love soup. I'd probably put a bunch of different soups in there, maybe some pasta, I love a good Italian, maybe some ramen.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
some
don't
Pinot Noir.
little lots of Pinot Noir, lots of soups, noodles, all the above, but what about you?
So I would be very specific. Like I would want certain dishes from exact certain places, which I know is not doable, but I would
Like
want the
around the
same
world?
like recipes. No, yeah, well, just from like certain restaurants. There's like,
Okay.
certain things.
So
But
cultivated.
I would say some sort of caprese,
Okay.
love, like some sort of delicious with like buffalo mozzarella, delicious tomatoes, balsamic, just very traditional. I would say some sort of salmon dish. For example, when getting into specifics here, the kids' salmon at the Breakers Fish Bar is like one of my favorite things in the entire world. And it is the most like generic. It's just grilled salmon, r- delicious rice, a little bit of broccoli, and then they put this orange glaze on the salmon. I don't know what it is, and I'm not really like a sauce person. It is incredible. It's like just light enough, not too sweet. So when I go there, I literally order the adult salmon portion of the kids menu.
I was
So
gonna say, is there an adult version, or are you ordering
no,
2 of these kids
I
menu?
just like put a little bit of a special request in there for the adult portion of fish. But yeah, so there's like something like that, something salmon oriented, probably some sort of fillet. I do like a good fillet. And then dessert, again, back to my specifics, it would be like the Bartlett's hot fudge sundae minus
Oh,
the pecans, something like that,
you know they're not
delicious.
season. We went there on Sunday, and I was like, "Can we
Well,
get the"
a month to month, they change it,
Yeah, it really pissed me
sadly.
off, though,
I
especially
know.
with Easter weekend. I was like, "I want a freaking Sunday." But
Exactly.
anyway, that sounds like
That or
fabulous
like
and
a red velvet, also one of my favorites. Um, and I'm like a red velvet connoisseur, and it has to be the exact, like, frosting mixture, not too sweet, not too, like, Crisco-y, the cake has to be perfect, and I'm telling you, the H-E-B red velvet cupcakes are top tier.
really, not
I
even
mean,
Central Market?
beyond. They're so good. No, not Central Market, not anywhere else. Upper crusts are pretty good too, but I'm gonna put H-E-B as number 1. So
The
good
one
work.
what was the birthday cakes we or the birthday cupcakes we had for you that Kelly had gotten? Where'd she get those
Those were
from?
good too. Those were u upper crust.
Okay, I was like,
Yeah.
where would that kinda
Yeah,
rank in
those are
your
good too.
your status for
Yeah.
red velvet?
Anyway, so those are a few of the things I would have
Okay,
on
very
my
specific.
master's menu. Yeah, but
I love it.
we'd
I'm
have to
like,
add to it.
"Give me some Italian food, give me some
Oh, yeah,
ramen,
Italian, that's
Japanese,
right. I'd
maybe
have
some
to add some
sushi.
pasta.
Throw some
Mhm.
sushi in there for me. Woo, we're good."
I love it. We're way more sophisticated than the Kelseys.
Hamburger helper.
Nope, yeah.
I wouldn't be peanut
Matt
I'd
and
be
Kelly's
actually
here.
down for that.
Mm.
Fancy peanut butter.
Uh-huh. So we'll see who comes out as the Masters winner this year. Fortunately, I don't think it's gonna be Scotty.
No, he's not been playing too well. Well, we'll see, I
He really
guess.
hasn't.
I mean,
Well, the green jacket tradition, I think, is again awesome, goes with just one of the things that make Masters, I feel like, elite. So in 1937, members of the club started wearing the green jackets so that they were easily identifiable because it's always just been such an exclusive club. So that was kind of cool. And then they started giving it the green jacket to the winners starting in 1949. And I guess Sam Steed was the first person that was awarded the jacket. And then, like, I think retroactively went back for other winners. But I think it is so cool. And so I learned something else about another club that kind of does that. And I'm sure there's a lot of clubs that do it, but the Grove, Jordan's course down here in Jupiter. And we were over at this man's house who I love, lovely guy, like 82-year-old, absolute, just like gangster of a guy. And
how
big
do you know this?
golfer. He's a just member at the Grove. So he's like 82, 83. And he said that every year the members get 2 pairs of custom Jordans, and they want the members to wear them so that they can be identified when they go there and play. How cool
No
is that?
way.
Yeah.
Wait, I
So he
love
was, like,
that.
wearing these bright gold Jordan golf shoes as, like, one of the pairs that they were given, and I just thought that was the coolest thing.
I mean, 80 years old, repping the gold
Yeah,
Jordans, walking
exactly,
around. He's
absolutely
like, "I
rocking 'em.
would."
But and also just like that's their way to, like, again, it's their green jacket. And just so fitting obviously for Grove and Jordan, but I thought that was kinda cool.
That's awesome. No, I love that. I need to
Yeah.
see you need to take a picture and send them to me. I wanna see their
Yeah,
performance
right. Yeah,
so I
so
can identify a winner if I ever see them.
exactly, right? Winners win. Um, well, I guess tournament starts today, so we'll see.
I know. Where are you? I guess I was gonna say, are you guys is it nice today? Or are you gonna go watch it
It's a
outside
little
or
bit rainy, so probably indoor day, but yeah, I'm all for that sometimes. So nice change of pace.
I do like
Cozy
it.
indoor day to watch the Masters. Looks like the weather's there is pretty good. Thankfully, they haven't had the rain that Texas has had and about to
Jeez.
have in Florida. Yeah, it's been crazy. Um, but we will see. Then our girl, we're not finished with her yet, Angel Reese. Did you see her Victoria's Secret campaign?
Who is doing this?
I still just don't get it. Like, not even anything against her, nothing, like, I just don't get, like,
For
why is
sure.
it yeah. But it was for, like, a strapless swimwear line. She was celebrating on their flagship store on Fifth Avenue. It was, like, season of strapless, and, I mean, it was just everywhere.
I mean,
But
they've gone so woke, it's disgusting. Like, come on, Victoria's Secret. Everybody's bringing it back. We're bringing it back to equilibrium, and you're still going rogue over there.
well, and I would guess it was kinda good timing for her. It's just as far as, again, her personal brand and her name being out there, but she got traded from Chicago
Shocker.
Sky, which I don't even really know what happened, but I think there was some fallout.
There has to be. They
Yeah,
literally just drafted her 2 years ago, and for
literally.
her to already move to Atlanta, which again is probably a little bit more fitting for her, Chicago probably hated her, and I watched multiple things about her, and she's just so selfish on the court in Chicago. Their coaches and their teammates, they were probably just done with her, so now
Yeah.
she could go be, ball hoggy and trying to get pad her stats up with, Brittany Griner over there in Atlanta.
Oh gosh, yeah. Interestingly enough, the sales for Atlanta Dream were, like, obviously skyrocketed, and then the social media following for the Chicago Sky went down by, like, tens of thousands overnight when it was announced that she was leaving, and, I mean, I just to see
Good,
the
it's all the
influence that
data.
one player has is pretty wild.
Yeah, she's just super controversial. Again, I don't think she's a very good teammate, team player. I don't think she respects the coaches, and I think Chicago's guy got tired of that, so they moved her. They let her go.
Bye-bye. We'll see how she goes down there. And again, we're about to hit our lull for sports, but we've got baseball. My Yankees
America's
are
favorite
crushing,
sport.
just so you know. Yeah, they're off to such a great start, 7
Oh,
and 2.
good. Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah,
I
but
need
I feel
to,
like nobody's gonna beat the Dodgers. I feel like they're gonna win, or at least, in the World Series. I think they're gonna win World Series again. Everyone else is just playing for second. They're just too deep and have so much
they
money in
are.
that team, and obviously anything can happen, but I feel like it's gonna be the Dodgers.
Yeah, they're good. I mean, I was gonna say I like going to Dodgers games or liked it, but I didn't that much. I don't know. It's, good for them, though. I do need to catch a baseball game. Where's the professional here? Is it in San Antonio? Or
Astros and Houston, and then the Rangers and Dallas, which I will never understand Rangers or Rangers fans. Not that I'm a big Astros fan, but if I'm gonna choose a Texas team, it's definitely not gonna be the Rangers. It's gonna
no.
be the Astros.
No, it's gonna be that.
And their games are pretty fun, and it's a cool stadium, but
Is
yeah,
it?
don't
Okay.
understand that, yeah. But it's gonna be a crazy weekend in College Station. Texas and A&M are playing, and,
Are you going?
no, definitely not. I will not go to College Station for baseball. I'll go to the
Okay.
Bronx, but I won't go
It's in College
go
Station.
to, A&M, but they ticket sales are going for, like, $1,300. It's, like, basically football prices, and it's gonna be such just obviously rivalry, 1, but 2, the coach came from A&M and was kind of poached, and that was, like, a big uproar, and so they allegedly had to have a lot of, like, planning and things to go into it because 'cause they're, like, even worried about the players, like, not ordering, like, Uber Eats and, like, only, being with the team and just, like, almost like security stuff and just crazy stuff that to think about for college baseball, but we'll see how that goes.
Well, yeah, interesting.
Very, very, very. Okay, so we've got a lot of, relationship stuff going on in the sports world. We You already hit on Scotty with baby Remy rolling up. I think it is such a cute name. Already thriving in this world. We also know that Josh Allen recently had his baby, and he was just in your
Oh, I
boy
saw.
Sam's wedding
That is true.
as a
I didn't know
groomsman.
any of the well, I guess they're professional athletes, but there was only one my childhood, uh well, he still lives across the street from me, at my dad's house across the street from me, it's, the Tiemans, and I only saw Daniel as a groom or as a groomsman. That was the only one I knew. I think he went rogue with the others, all professional athletes.
Yeah, his new crew.
Yeah, his new crew, his elite crew.
Yeah, his elite crew. Okay, and I need to take a second for this rant that I think I've only shared with my brother. I this doesn't have anything to do with um, is it Haley, Josh Allen's wife, or,
Yeah, the singer
Scotty's
Haley.
wife? Because I know that neither one of them would do such a thing. But I think this is the worst trend on the entire planet, and I hope it goes away ASAP. But it is pregnant people who expose their stomach their entire pregnancy, like, especially right before, like, when they're really showing. And for the most part, it's people that don't show their stomach when they're not pregnant. It drives me nuts.
Well, I don't understand, like, don't they make pregnancy clothes or they make just larger
I
sizes?
mean,
I
to
don't
me,
know why
it's
people have to
I
do
would
that.
wanna keep it, like, covered and, like, a little bit, like, conservative, not like you're trying to hide your bump, but okay, I am somebody that used to I'm gonna say 90% of the time, unless it was for work or going out, I was in a sports bra, a crop top, like, always showed my stomach. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna go
Yeah, six-pack of it.
show a pregnant stomach. Like, I don't get it, and so I just don't understand where it turned into a trend where people that will never show their stomach on a daily basis, not pregnant, then think that it's, like, the best thing in the world to expose your stomach the entire time. Like, and
Well,
I'm not body shaming, I'm not saying they
I
look
was gonna
bad.
say they
I'm not
justify being
like, I'm
fat.
not s no, but right, I don't know if that's their way to say, like, "I'm okay with this, but I'm not okay when I'm not pregnant." Like, I think it is the weirdest, most mind-blowing like, I would like to ask them what they're thinking because, A, it never looks good in my opinion, and again, I'm not hating, like, I see beautiful pregnancy photos, I'm like, "Oh, that's cool," but just wearing your shirt unbuttoned because you have a pregnant stomach, I cannot stand it.
It's again, I think it's to justify it. Now, they probably look awkward and they're like, "I don't want people to think I'm
Yeah,
fat,
but
I'm
the
just
day the
pregnant."
baby pops out, they're never showing it again. So I'm like, either keep your shirt off or take it off the whole time. I don't know, but don't just use pregnancy as a time to show your stomach. I do not get it. The baby's
Weird.
not asking to be shown. Like, I do not get it.
Yeah, I don't know, and some people, like, their belly buttons are popping out, and it just looks weird.
I
I don't know. I've never been
know.
pregnant, but I'm sure I appreciate the beauty in it, but I just don't wanna see it.
Yeah, I don't know. I do not like it. My other one, now that we're on this, and then I want to hear what yours are. Okay, if there's an influencer that is showing a beauty product, a drink, a bag, anything, they like pick it up and then they go like this
They're
with their,
long
like,
metal nails.
creepy little
I
nails
have the
or
nails.
ugly fingers on whatever they're doing and do a little tap, tap, tap. It makes my skin crawl. Why? Do they think they need, like, movement in their videos or, like, to take distraction from their I have no idea, but I can't stand it.
Well, I think it's those people do you ever see, like, I don't know if they're influencers or people that are trying to, like, get a lot of views on Instagram or TikTok that they have, like, a mic and they're, like, brushing it with, like, their brushes and, like, they're using their nails, and, like, I think a lot of people are fixated with the noises and stuff that it makes, but
That could be, but
I
that's
don't
still
understand
cringe.
it. It looks yeah, it's weird, and it's like they whisper into it, and they, like, do these weird things, like, you've never
So
seen
weird.
it?
Or the other n no, I'm gonna have to because now that will probably bother me too, and I'm sure it's now gonna flood my feed now that you've said it, but
Sorry.
I I'm sure I'll be seeing it. I do not understand it. It drives me nuts. And it or the other thing, this is my last one. When they people call bags or jewelry or anything they're showing shirt like her or she. Like, isn't
What do you
she
mean?
beautiful? Isn't she like they'll refer to like have you not seen that? Like everyone says like her car, they'll call it like her. I'm like, "What?"
It's a little sexist. What if it's, more manly? No, I'm just
I
kidding. Yeah,
mean,
I
what
don't
if it has
know.
nothing to do with either pronoun? Like like, I just
Look at
like,
it.
it or call it what it is, like, any I mean, I'm not an influencer, but
Tough crowd, tough
I
crowd.
know. Okay, is there anything that bothers you? Because I need to change the topic before I keep going.
No, I think just influencers in general bother me. I think they literally like, what's their value add? Some people are good at telling stories, and I like to listen to their stories sometimes. I don't know, like dating stories. I don't if you ever go down like a trend. I'm like, okay, you just made this story up. And then there's some, I don't know, just people trying to be influencers bother me too. They're just
Yeah.
trying a little too hard. It's like, be cool. Be cool.
Right. But I also admire people that are willing to take the time and show their outfit every day or this or that or whatever. Like, and again, it's not always good or maybe not my style, but like the fact that they're dedicating that time and doing it and then they get successful at it. I think like I definitely respect the hustle, and that they're doing that and wanting to show their life or whatever. But I could not do that.
I mean, you can be an influencer, but you can also be like cool about it. Like some people are just like trying to be obnoxious. There's this one that screams in every video she talks in, and I'm just like, why are you screaming? So I don't know. I have a lot of,
Bizarre.
I'm very judgy.
Yeah. And we know we don't like the word wag. That's
Yeah.
another one. We do not like wag. But let's see. And then Gracie Hunt got engaged, daughter of Clark Hunt, the Chiefs owner. I guess to Derek Green, whose dad was a um, NFL quarterback. I think he might have played for the Chiefs. Not quite sure, but
Okay.
kind of funny. Very good looking couple. Okay, I thought that wedding, or I thought the engagement was like a pop up wedding. It straight up looked
It
like
was
a wedding.
$300,000 just to set that little engagement up.
It looked like it was in Cabo where they spent a lot of time, but I thought it was a little bit over the top. And I can never tell any of their ages. I think that Clark is like Benjamin Button aging backwards. Every time I see a picture of him, I'm like, is this the boyfriend, the brother, the dad? Like, he
Oh,
looks so young. And he is older than the wife. She's 60, or he's 61. I think she's 54. But I think he looks way younger than her, and obviously they've had a lot of surgery, and the daughter too, Gracie, like, I can't tell if she's my age or she's 25 or I'm just not good at guessing, but
she looks really pretty, but yeah, they look a little overdone, not
so
super.
over the top, so Dallas, and the sister is a cheerleader at SMU, like, they're all just the epitome of SMU and Dallas, and again, nothing wrong with it, it's just the total look, but they seem like nice people, and I actually really like Gracie before sure, her outfits are also, like, over the top. She's somebody that I think is kind of interesting to follow or watch, but her outfits are always so over the top for games, and obviously red's a hard team color to not be looking so obnoxious, and then her blonde hair and all that, but, she's usually put together pretty well, but I do like before every game she has, like, a scripture that she'll post, and I think they just seem like nice
Yeah.
people.
No, I mean, I'm sure she is. Always see my old best friend in high school who was a cheerleader and everything like that. Who's sorry, Taylor, has had a lot of work done since high school. I see that she's like best friends with her, Gracie now. So she was like posting congrats and like reposting on her story. So excited for the wedding. So excited you're getting married, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I assume they're similar and just get a lot of work done and wear a lot of makeup.
Yeah, but again, they obviously all look good, but she's a cute girl and all of that, but hopefully they're happy and they seem like a cute couple.
They do. They do. Very good looking
Happy,
couple. So
yeah.
cheers.
Cheers to them. And then Kim Kardashian and Lewis Hamilton went
God. I'm
Instagram
surprised that's
official.
still going. Is that I thought it was like an industry plant relationship, and then I was like, well, I mean, Kim kinda looks like his exes that he's dated previously, kind
Well,
of that
and he
bravado
kinda looks
type.
like and he kinda looks like the kids, like her kid, you know what I mean? Like, no, true like, I know that sounds weird, but do you
One
not
big
think?
happy family. No, I was like, "Okay,
You
this
see what I'm saying? Like, you can
is."
kinda see how, like, the familiarity of the look kinda I don't know. But, yeah, I am surprised it's going.
No, I mean, good for them. I hate Lewis Hamilton and don't care for the Kim, but
The
whatever.
Kim. The
I'm like
Kim
I
K.
was gonna say the Kardashians, but I was like, "We're so Kim." I love Kendall. She's
Did you
beautiful.
see in China that they're using Kris Jenner as, like, a status a symbol
Oh,
of, like, wealth? You know how, like, they, you know, do
that's what they're
different things?
using?
Yeah, they'll, like, put her face on different things as, like, a to bring in wealth.
You're kidding.
Yeah, like, idolized right now. I'm gonna send you it's really fascinating. Like, she
Oh
has her
my
face, like, everywhere is like a literal, like, a w trying to attain wealth.
why? I was
Well, I
just
mean,
wa
she's like, runs a massive empire for her daughters and obviously is absolutely crushed, but again, there are other people in the world, but I guess she'd probably be up there as far as, like, running a, little dynasty of
I mean,
managing the
I
kids and their money and their
she's
business.
done a great job. I don't wanna discredit
Mhm.
her in that regard. I just think that all of the work that she has gone do or she has done doesn't scream like class or like money to me. It just screams like cheap where, you've got some people that
Well, it's
are
definitely money as far as making money,
well,
but yeah, I see what you're saying is yeah.
just li I feel like people and I think it's reversing a little bit now more these days is people are getting less and less work done, they're getting their lips I mean, they're getting work done, but it's less noticeable,
Yeah,
it's not like their nose is
more
so big
tasteful.
or pointy,
Mhm.
yeah, their lips are they're deflating or dissolving their lip injections and things like that, so it's interesting that that's their motto for wealth. I would think the opposite.
Yeah. No, yeah, I don't think they're, like, saying it like her face, like, actual face. I think they're just putting her face to represent her business. But, yeah, either way, I know what you're saying. Yeah. And then Patriots head coach and the top New York Times reporter, did you see that? Like, having breakfast, holding hands, out on a private balcony together.
Did you
How do
see
these
their
people not think they're gonna be
response?
seen?
Well, did you see their response to it?
Yes, it was like, these are not, don't represent what was actually going on, and it's normal for reporters and coaches to hang out, basically.
Yeah, it was like, "You did show the other, 6 people we were with," and I was just like, "Even if you were with 6 people,
Why are
it
you holding hands? And
very,
why are you yeah.
very,
Yeah.
sketchy, especially with 2 married people, so
Exactly, yeah, both which I didn't realize that, obviously, I didn't know really much about either one of them, but, I guess I was like, takes one to know one, and not offense, they're not 2 particularly attractive people. But
I don't know, I thought their responses were a little I would have acknowledged
almost like, "I'm caught." Like, what do you
Yeah,
mean there were 6 other people around? It's not like they said they're holding standing next to each other on a balcony with other people. It was clearly just the 2 of them. I mean, I'm sure there were other people at the hotel or wherever they were, but, that were meeting or whatever, but not necessarily in those moments of getting pictures taken that were
they were
clearly too close for, like, a business relationship.
I mean, anybody who is in a relationship would acknowledge they don't want their significant other to be holding hands and in that kind of
Right, and
position.
also even weirder if there's 6 other people around and you're doing that. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you're embarrassing.
Yeah, you're both married, like, you look bad, and now you definitely look bad,
Putting
so
your 6 other people in an uncomfortable position.
right. Mm, what a life.
We'll
I'm
see
sure
what
we'll
happens.
learn more on that. Yeah, exactly. We'll see if that lasts or
Divorce
more comes
coming
out of
soon.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. New to the market. Well, what do you have the rest of the day? Masters and chill?
Um, yeah, again, I had that fever yesterday. I'm really not feeling well. I'm got my eye on the couch. I'm gonna go take a lie down and,
I
work
love it.
from couch. Nothing
Oh,
too glamorous with
I
the
love
Masters on
it.
in the background. I'm hoping it does rain because I
I'm
do
gonna do the same. I know it makes it more of an excuse to be inside and a little lazy.
lazy.
Not like
Exactly.
there's much perfect
When
for
it's a nice
Masters
day
viewing.
outside, especially in Texas, we've got this small window of opportunity to, like, sit outside with the wine and stuff like that. It's
Exactly.
harder, but yeah,
Yeah,
so
makes you feel bad for being inside and yeah, I totally agree. Okay, lastly, I still haven't started Madison. I think I'm gonna try to do
Oh,
that
I watched
tonight.
it. We watched it.
How was it?
It was really,
I
really
cannot wait.
it's really good. It's really good. I mean, it's obviously you know what it's gonna be about,
Mhm.
out in the, Montana, mountains and things like that. It's absolutely beautiful, but really good storyline. Adam and I, got into it. So we're watching the Madison now. We're watching DTF. What
Haven't
the
started DTF yet. And what we watched last night was, Immortal Man, the Peaky Blinders movie.
oh,
So good. It was a little bit of a slow start and, like, kind of a different storyline, and I was like, I couldn't really quite tell where it was going, and then about halfway through, I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's so good." You have to watch it, but I'm, again, such a Peaky fan. Thomas Shelby is just a real one.
I need to watch that. That'll probably maybe we can watch that tonight after the Masters.
Yeah, you definitely should. It's kinda sad, actually. Um, but it's a great story. I'm curious to see if they do another series TV-wise or if that's the end of it or what, but yeah, very well done. You'll have to watch that. And then, There was one other I saw they're making another Kennedy series, not anything to do with Love Story, but it's gonna be out, um, JFK's dad, like, kind of the start of the Kennedy dynasty, and I'm totally blanking on his name, but I think that's gonna be good too, to kind of see how it, like, all started, then obviously trickles down in history after that, but you don't really hear about the beginning. So it's just
Yeah.
like a short, like, 8 episode series, which I think Netflix.
Have
So
you been watching, what's his name? Jack Schlossberg or whatever his freaking name is?
mm-mm.
He's the nephew of Junior? So he's Caroline's kid. He is just I don't know if you ever watch him or anything, but he's just loving all of these new shows being, you know,
About the family?
about his family, and he's
Oh,
so
interesting.
vocal, and he's just an asshole. I freaking hate him. You gotta go listen to some of
Wow, yeah, I don't know anything about him, I'll have to listen.
he's just so I just imagine him, he's like, "Oh, look,
More about my
more about
family.
my
It
family."
probably thinks it brings him more relevance,
Well, that's the point, like, and
Yeah,
he's some, very controversial individual who is hating all these videos about his family and wants to make it known that they weren't, approved and like stuff like that. So
yeah, make his own
he's
stance.
quite the individual.
I'll have to look him up.
He's like trying to be in politics and he's just not. And I don't know. So look him up though. Let me know.
Doesn't sound like his personality fit.
No, he's a weirdo.
Yeah, we'll check it out. All right, everybody. Well, we will be back next week. Thanks for listening as always, and
Yes.
enjoy the Masters
Masters
and feel
weekend.
better. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely will once I start hearing the Masters little tones.
Get a little pep in your step.
Yeah, I'm like, "Woo!" And I've been watching all the videos, it's like, "Georgia," like the song. I'm like, "Ah!" I love it. So,
Get yourself some peaches.
there we go, Georgia Peach. So, good.
All right. Bye.
Ta-ta.
Ciao.
Adios.
Adios.
Hasta luego. Adam's shaking his head.